Welcome, foolish mortals, to another episode of the HitchHiking Host Show. I am your host, your ghost host, Wes Troop. And here's your ghost cat. Remember the cat in the graveyard? There you go. So, that's Tito, by the way. I'm sure he's been on other episodes. Anyway, it's a new year. Yes, it is. And we're going to keep bringing the HitchHiking Host shows every week. The news, the trending topics, the HitchHiking Host 101 episodes, which you can find. Some new vlogs I'm going to put up monthly, as well as a few other cool surprises I have in store for everybody. Oh yeah. So, let's kick it off, shall we? Let's kick this show off with the trending topics. Let's see what's happening down at the old WDW. We're going to start off in Epcot, because over at Epcot, Soarin has now closed for its big refurbishment. It's set to open back up on June 2nd. Now, that is a very potential date. Do not come and scream at me on June 2nd if Soarin is not open. That could change many, many times. No, it will be open sometime this summer, and it will have an all-new film, Soarin' Around the World. And I can't wait to make my parody song to that. Oh, yeah. But if you're planning on going to Disney World, just know Soarin' and the Land Pavilion will be closed up until the summer. So if you've never seen it, you're going to miss out. But hopefully you'll get to go again, because no one ever goes just once, right? At least you don't go once and just watch the show. Also, Christmas season has now ended at Walt Disney World, and now a number of attractions are leaving Disney's Hollywood studios for good. The Osborne family spectacle of dancing lights, the final performance, has been extended until this Wednesday, January 6th. So they gave you a couple extra days in case you didn't catch it or your vacation fell now. So you get a couple extra days to see it, so that's cool. And the following is closed on Monday, January 4th. The Premiere Theater, which was where they were doing the Frozen show when I saw it back in Disney World at Hollywood Studios, it now has moved into what was the American Idol Superstar TV Theater. So nothing was there anyway. Right now, the Phineas and Ferb meet and greet, no big deal for me. I never watched the show, so Cars meet and greet, it's better over in California anyway, at Cars Land, but they may move that somewhere else. And the Joffrey's Coffee and Tea Kiosk. So those are what are closed at Hollywood Studios right now. Construction walls will be put up around the entire rear area of the park as construction on Star Wars and Toy Story lands will begin. And believe me, with how Star Wars The Force Awakens has been doing, they are going to be in a big hurry to get started on Star Wars land, I am sure. And I, for one, cannot wait. A few months ago, a preview of The Good Dinosaur was put into the theater inside of the One Man Dream exhibit in Disney's Hollywood Studios. Now you can see an extended sneak peek of the upcoming film Zootopia, playing at the theater until it releases in March. So, a lot of people thought that documentary film was going to come back into the One Man Dream exhibit. That just ain't going to happen right now. Because now they've got the sneak peek of Zootopia, which looks really funny, actually, and it does look good. Not that I doubt Disney, anyway, but, because the last, how many Disney animated films have been really good, so excited for this one. When they showed the preview during Star Wars, I'm sure if you saw Star Wars, you got this in front of it too, and the crowd really loved it. I loved it, so I can't wait to see Zootopia. Weather has finally arrived at Walt Disney World. Finally, being the keyword. Yeah, what's that, like 60 degrees, 70 degrees? Typhoon Lagoon was already scheduled to close for its annual refurbishment on January 4th, but, and there's always a big but, because of the chilly forecast, the park decided to close early. Typhoon Lagoon will reopen on March 13th, 2016. So just a little bit over 2 months so you can hang on the humunga cowabunga, dude. Anyway, Typhoon Lagoon, if you're planning on a vacation the next couple months, don't plan on going to Typhoon Lagoon until it opens. A few months after Mulch, Sweat, and Shears took their final bow at Disney's Hollywood Studios, it looks like they will be reuniting later this week as part of a new entertainment test at Disney Springs. Now performing under the name American Martian, what a different name, my god. Fans can catch this group at the House of Blues during an open house show this Friday, January 8th at 7 p.m. Tell them Wes sent you. They'll go, what? Though this is currently just a test, if interest is high enough, American Martian can continue to perform at other open houses at the House of Blues in the future. Yeah, so that's exciting. If you're a fan of Mulch, Sweat, and Shears and you're in the area, go check them out. Now we're going to head over to Universal. I know, I'm a traitor. Beetlejuice's Graveyard Revue, which I seem to have been talking about the last 6 months on this show, is actually going to finally close. Actually, it already did. I'm looking at the dates here. But anyway, we're going to read this news like it's still going on. Beetlejuice's Graveyard Revue will finally close for good Tuesday, January 5th. I'm recording this Tuesday night. During its final day of operation, this show will be performed at 12:45 p.m., 2 p.m., 4:10 p.m., and 5:40 p.m. and was then capped off its run with a special pass holder exclusive performance at 7 p.m. Admission to the final performance was limited to 1,100 annual pass holders, and those wishing to attend would need to check in at the studio's audience center. Well, yeah, we can cut all that. Anyway, Beetlejuice's Graveyard Revue is finally buried, which, you know, the way Universal is, I'm shocked it made it this long, because they replace everything, and of course it's part of that new Fast and the Furious supercharged ride, which we've talked about on here quite a few times. It better not be the same thing that's in Hollywood, because they're gonna have a lot of angry people. Not just me, ladies and gentlemen, not just me. But that is the end of Beetlejuice, so let's have a moment of silence, shall we? I guess there's always YouTube, right? Universal has given Potterheads lots of different types of Butterbeer to try. Of course they have. Most recently, Universal introduced a Butterbeer ice cream variety that debuted along with Diagon Alley. Although even the most Butterbeer crazed fan might tell you that 4 varieties of Butterbeer is enough, apparently Universal does not agree, as the resort quietly debuted a Butterbeer flavor of potted cream earlier this month at the Leaky Cauldron, and it costs $5.29. Longtime listeners or viewers of this show know I've only ever been to the Wizarding World once, back in 2011, and the lines were cray-cray. So I didn't even get to try the Butterbeer because the line was almost back to the Hogwarts castle. And I really didn't feel like waiting an hour and a half for a Butterbeer. You know? So I never got to try one. But I'm sure if I ever go back, and I probably will, I will pick one up sometime. Alright, well, that's all the time for this week. Come back next week, I'll have another show up, as well as possibly another Hitchhiking Host Show 101 this week, and we'll see what else. Until next time, don't forget to subscribe right here on YouTube. youtube.com/HitchHostShow. You can like the Facebook page, facebook.com/HitchHostShow. Follow the Instagram and the Twitter @HitchHostShow. And of course, if you're listening to the show, thank you. And if you want to listen to the show, you can do so. It's at Podbean. It's podbean.com/HitchHostShow. Or you can download the show on iTunes or on Stitcher. Until next time, don't forget to...
Hurry back for the next episode.
See ya.